Hello guys, welcome to today's lesson, English Home Language, Term 2, Week 2, Monday. Today we're going to do some listening and speaking, some reading, and some writing. Now let's start with listening and speaking. Today we're going to learn about funny bones. Now what is a funny bone? A funny bone is the place at the back of your elbow where they call the ulnar nerve rests against a prominence of the humerus. When you bump it, your hand and your arm get all tingly and numb. Okay, next part, reading. We're going to do two poems. The first poem is The Man Who Named the Funny Bone by Ted Hsu. The man who named the funny bone, I sadly should explain, had buckets full of gravy where he should have had a brain. I know he is a phony who loved to be confusing, 'cause I hit that bone again, and it was not amusing. Now remember, a poem must have rhyming words, so I want you to look for the rhyming words of this poem. The first two words that were rhyming is explain and brain. The next two words that were rhyming was confusing and amusing. Now also, in line 3 and 4, they used a metaphor. Now remember, a metaphor is when we say one thing is the same as something else. In there, they compared his brain with a bucket full of gravy. Now, can a bucket full of gravy think? No, it cannot. So they said that he did not think. The second poem for today is All of Me. My hands are for clapping, my arms can hug tight, my fingers can snap or can turn out a light. My legs are for jumping, my eyes help me see. This is my body and I love all of me. Now I want you to pause this video and go read through this poem 5 times, because after this we're going to ask questions about it. Okay, today we have 4 questions. I'm going to tell you the question, then I'm going to give you time to answer it, and then we're going to discuss what possible answers or what the true answer was. Question number 1. What is the poem about and why do you say so? Question number 2. What parts of the body did they name in the poem? Question number 3. Can you name 2 more things which your hands can do? And the last question, do you think the poet, that means the person who wrote the poem, does not like her body? And why do you say so? Okay, let's read the questions again and this time discuss what the answers were. Okay, question number 1. What is the poem about and why do you say so? It's about our body because it names different parts of our body. Question number 2. What parts of the body did they name in the poem? They named hands, arms, fingers, legs, and eyes. Now at number 3, I'm only going to give you a possible answer because there's more than just the 2 answers. Question number 3 says, can you name 2 more things which your hands can do? Possible answers were write and throw. And the last question, do you think the poet, the person who wrote the poem, does not like her body, and why do you say so? No, she does like her body, because in the last line she says that she loves all of herself. The last part of today's work is writing. Today we're going to write a friendly letter. Do you remember last week Monday we discussed the 5 different parts of a friendly letter? The first part, where we write the dates, we call the header. The second part, the greeting. The third part, the body. The fourth part, the closing. And the last part, the signature. Now I want you to write a friendly letter to anyone you want to write it. But remember, at the header, you must put the month, the day, and the year. Then, at the greeting, I want you to put dear and the person's name who you're going to write to. At the body, I want you to write at least 5 sentences of what you want to tell that person. In the fourth thing, at closing, I want you to write from, or see you soon, or with love. And at the last part, your signature, you must write your name. Now the entirely last part for today's English work is homework. Remember to go read at storyberries.com. Today again I give you 10 new spelling words. I want you to go write or practice them 10 times each. Okay, first word, squash. The next word, square, boat, float, throat, note, hole, again, nail, and bone. Thank you very much for visiting and can't wait to see you again. Bye bye.